This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Welcome back! I look like a gingerbread man and I feel like doing some Christmas decorating. So this year, for the first time, we will have a toddler around during Christmas, which means that we will probably need to make some adjustments to the way we decorate. Since moving out of my parents' house, which was a very long time ago at this point, I have been collecting Christmas decorations because I just love Christmas decorations and I cannot resist buying some every year. And since moving into this house 3 years ago now, I have been curating a new, at least partially, collection of Christmas decor for our downstairs that is a little bit calmer. I personally really love the red and green kind of classic traditional Christmas, but my husband prefers things a little bit more toned down. So we have kind of compromised downstairs and we do a gold and white theme there, which is still quite abundant, but a little bit more neutral. So we have lots of beautiful glass Christmas ornaments and lovely breakable things, and then a 1-year-old. So I think it'll be good this year to add a few decorations that are safer. Around at least the bottom half of our room. At least the bottom part of the Christmas tree, in any case, needs to have ornaments and decorations that aren't breakable. So all of this to say, this week we are going to be DIYing some Christmas decor. And luckily for me, some of the biggest trends I've noticed this year in the Christmas decorating scene are very toddler friendly, safe, and DIY friendly as well, actually. Probably the biggest thing this year is bows. Apparently we're all doing bows. I have seen gigantic oversized bows, I've seen Christmas trees decorated with only bows, and although I think that's maybe a little bit too much, I love me a good bow on Christmas. I have had bow decorations for 15 years now that I love and put up every year. So that is definitely one we're gonna run with, because it also happens that earlier this year I bought a gigantic amount of ribbon. So I think we can definitely go ahead and make ourselves some bows there. The other big trend I've noticed is paper decoration. All of these beautiful folded little Christmas ornaments made out of this really beautiful thin paper. So I think we could have a shot at both of those in any case. And there's a few more things that we're gonna do this week that I'm really excited to tackle. So let's go ahead and get started straight away. So I have 2 rolls of velvet ribbon here that I would like to use for this. They are green. Unfortunately, I don't have any gold. I do have some brown. Well, we might actually do some brown, but I think I'm gonna start with green. And these are gonna go in the Christmas tree. A narrow one and a wider one. And there is a neat little trick that you can use to really easily make ribbon bows. So you start by wrapping the ribbon around your finger a few times. Then you make a larger wrap around your index finger and thumb. We're going to go around the loops that we've just made. Tie a little knot in the bottom here. Kind of shimmy that up. Then you release. And that bit that was wrapped around your finger forms the other kind of bottom part. Then you just spread them out. However often you wrap around your index finger and thumb, that's how many of these loops your bow is going to have. So then you just go ahead, cut the bottoms. And there you have a lovely ribbon bow. So cute, so easy to make, fantastic to use to decorate Christmas presents as well. So I'm just going to do a few of these, a few of the thinner ones. Taking a quick moment here to thank today's sponsor, as this video is very kindly sponsored by Squarespace. And if you're ever looking to build yourself an online space for your small business, then Squarespace is the perfect place to start. They have all the tools you need to run a successful online business. Building a website through Squarespace is really simple, a very intuitive process. Their Blueprint AI system runs you through a little questionnaire and sets you up with basically a tailored to you template that you can then go in and change to your style. But it can set you up with a little bit of copy, based on some information about your business and the tone of voice that you want to present yourself in, and give you a great head start on building a visually stunning, grabbing website that helps capture your visitors' attention. They have great SEO tools that help your website get found. They have a bunch of things that can help you if you are selling things through your website, either digital products or physical products. They can help you track inventory, calculate shipping costs, offer different payment options to your customers, and you can do all of it through Squarespace, which is really convenient. So it's definitely worth checking out, having a little browse, playing around with it, maybe try building a website, see if you like it. So you can head to squarespace.com, start a free trial, and then once you're ready to launch your website, you can head to squarespace.com/Loepsie and use code Loepsie to get 10% off of your first purchase of a website or a domain. Alrighty, I have a bunch of bows here, some of the small ones, some of the larger ones, some double ones, some single ones. I don't want to end up with too many, so I'm just gonna pop these in the tree once we set it up, and if I need more I can always make more. So I'm gonna leave it at this for now, and let's move on to the next craft. Now I did some prep work for this one, because this year I really wanted to make those beautiful paper ornaments that I've been seeing all around in all the stores pretty much that sell Christmas decor. They have these beautiful paper ornaments and paper trees. I feel like this is a really big trend that's been coming up in the past few years. But I also feel like this is something that you could really easily make yourself. So what I ended up doing is I bought a bunch of supplies, I looked up a tutorial online, found a really good one. I will actually link it down below because it's a craft blog, and she also has these free downloads of PDF templates that you can use. So let me actually show you what we're talking about here. So here is one of the ornaments that I've made. And this one is made out of cream colored tissue paper. Then we have this one. And I just think this is so cute. So I used tissue paper for these. I have a red one here as well. But I'm gonna do it again and demonstrate one so you can go along with me. And I do also have some extra tips now that I've done this a few times. There are a few things that aren't mentioned in the tutorial that I'll be linking, but that are really good to know if you want to make this yourself. So I purchased some sheets of tissue paper, and we're gonna make this vaguely gold colored one. We're just gonna make one together, and I'll walk you through the entire process. So firstly, we're gonna fold this paper, and this one is 50 by 50 centimeters, but it doesn't really matter, honestly, as long as it's a square. And speaking of the paper, you can use literally any paper for this. On the blog, on the tutorial, they use cardstock. You could use just regular printer paper. You could use some beautiful origami paper, scrapbooking paper, just whatever you fancy. I think this would be really cute to make out of a beautiful printed origami or scrapbooking paper, but I'm gonna go for some plainer, simpler ones. So fold it in half once, fold it in half twice, one more time. Then I'm gonna fold it in 2/3 this time. And I'm making mine pretty small. I prefer a daintier ornament, especially if it's gonna go up in the tree. So we fold it in half 3 times, and then in 3s you end up with a little rectangle. And then I have my template. So this is the template off of the blog. Hers is actually a little bigger. I made mine smaller. What I like to do here, if you have one of those plotting machines or a machine that can cut things for you very precisely, would be great to just run this through this. I don't have that, and I want to save a little bit of time. So in order to do that, I'm just going to cut this out of this paper. Just going to hold it, cut through all of the layers at once. The more even your shape is, the more even your ornament's gonna turn out. So you wanna be kind of careful when doing this. So there are your shapes. And then you're gonna go ahead, and each of these individual shapes, you're gonna fold exactly in half. All right, and then once all of them are folded, you're gonna open them up again, and we're gonna start gluing. And this is where I have another little addition to the tutorial. I fold it in half along the fold line. The template does come with a fold line down the center. But I marked out the spacing of the glue lines, because the next thing we're gonna do is start gluing these together. And it's really important that you make your glue lines consistent, because let me show you the difference in the pretty ornament I made with my little glue template and a good glue. That's going to be my next point. And the ornament I did without a template and with a bad glue. This is just all over the place. You can see these little like openings are uneven. It's all stuck together. There are threads of glue everywhere. Yeah, having a little template just ensures that all of your glue lines end up in the same position and you get a beautiful kind of even result. This is the one that we're working on currently. So that's really important. Another really important thing is the type of glue you use. So I used regular old hobby glue for my first one. This is the type of glue that pulls threads. It's very gloopy. Absolutely did not work, was horrendous to work with. So I went out and I purchased some specialized, very fine tip paper glue. And this makes the whole thing so much easier. Because what we're gonna do is hold up the template. We're gonna start at number 1 and pull a very thin line of glue all the way almost to the edge. Went a bit too far there. You don't want to touch the edge completely. Close it up. Carefully, gently. That's it, let it dry. Repeat for all of your folded pieces of paper. A line of glue all the way almost to the edge. You don't want to go all the way up to the edge because you really want to prevent this glue from seeping out on the side. If you're using a thicker paper, it's a good idea to clamp this down with a clothespin so that it stays closed until it's completely dry. With a thinner paper like tissue paper, that's not really necessary. Once you've done all of these, that's what we're going to go on to the next step, which is glue lines number 2. We're going to run one right along the top here and one right along the bottom. And same thing, you want to start and stop a little ways before the end or before the edge of your ornament there. Then you're going to grab a second one and place it exactly on top. Then do the same thing. And once again, you're going to do that to all of them until you have a nice big stack. So if you're doing this shape of ornament, it's pretty much the same process. I just have a different template for that one. This is the one that I downloaded off of the blog. I just made it a little smaller, so I'm using this one. And for that, you can use your folded tissue paper, and then in the last step I cut this one out like that. For these small ones you can do 2 on one page. I think I'm gonna do 1 of these big ones and then 2 of these out of each color. So I'm gonna have 3 white ones, 3 gold ones. On this template I actually drew the markings for the glue on the right side so that I can I don't have to hold it upside down like I did the other one. But yeah, so once again, you're just gonna cut all of this out of the tissue paper or whichever paper you're using. Oh, I do also want to give a little warning. The smaller you make this, the more finicky it becomes and the harder it is to maintain really good precision when doing pretty much every step involved. So the process is exactly the same. You take each individual one, fold it in half first, then open it up again, take the little template. In step 1, you will apply a dot of glue in the top here, and then a line right along the top of this lower bump. I'm gonna fold that. And then for step 2, you're gonna run a line here, like right around the center of this one, this middle bump, and then one right along the point on the bottom here. So then once you have your stack, all of my paper stacked up, you're gonna carefully open this up. And the goal here is to make sure that all of the layers open up nicely, more or less evenly. And if some spots don't fully open, you can just kind of stick your finger in there, help it along a little. So then we're gonna close it back up and we're gonna do one last line of glue here. Markings number 2. Then we're going to open it up. I like to just grab a few layers on each side and we're going to smush them together to close up that last layer. And again, you want to give this a bit of time to dry. On my super thin paper, I don't really need to wait that long. If your paper is thicker, you may want to put some clothespins right here Wait for that to dry a little, and then you have your ornaments. And isn't this just so pretty? Completely handmade. I think it's so cool. So let's do the smaller one as well. So in order to turn these into an actual ornament that you can hang in the tree or just anywhere, we still need to add some kind of, way to fasten it. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of thread and a needle. And it's going to be really simple. I've seen really cool things done online with beads and stuff. So there are definitely options if you want to make this more fancy. But I'm going to keep it really simple. Poke my needle into the fold on one of the pieces of paper. And then a fold on the opposite side. Tie a little knot. And now you can hang it. Aren't these just the cutest? I think they came out really nice. So I'm already working on another one of these small ones in the gold color. And I think this is going to be so cute. So I think we have time for one last craft this week. And that is a really, really simple one that I've seen all over the internet. And I think it's just so adorable. A great one to do with kids as well. Making little gingerbread houses out of cardboard. This is so easy. All you need is some brown cardboard. You cut it into a house shape and then decorate with either a white marker. I tried out a chalk marker and that works perfectly, looks really cute. You could use just any simple white marker that you can find, but I personally really like how this looks when you use a bit of puff paint. I am using specifically an iridescent puff paint, honestly because the store I went to ran out of white, but I do think it looks really cute because my frosting came out a little bit shimmery. So let's take a bit of a closer look at how to make these. I'm actually gonna give this one a more slanted roof. I like to start by doing the contours. Of course, you can make them as elaborate or as simple as you want. You can make them symmetrical, asymmetrical. And as you make more and more, eventually you can have a whole little street of them. And I think that is so adorable. And yeah, it is really easy and really fun to make. I think that all of these just turned out the absolute cutest. I love the little gingerbread houses. Like, this is deceivingly easy. These ones, a little more time consuming, but so impressive and pretty. And then of course the bows are just lots of fun. And I'm really excited to see how these will look in our tree, all of them actually. I will be spending a few more hours as it gets dark. I was gonna say slowly, but no, it gets dark very, very quickly these days. As it gets dark, I'm gonna be finishing a few more of these, a few more ornaments, a few more houses. So thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope maybe this gave you some ideas for fun Christmas crafts that you can do at home. I hope you have a lovely day and I will see you back here again next week.